Okay. So, hello everyone. I am Sulit Edric Focus from STI Cubaba Academy, STEM 101, Batch 3. So, I am with my group mates to present to you all our podcast presentation. So, we have Rustine Palencia, Justin Quimno, Victoria Paguntalan, Hannah Jane Zamudio, Clyance Tiburcio, and lastly, Aron Vergara. So the seven of us will present this beautiful and splendid podcast to you all. And this podcast is all about teenagers in a new life. So we are presented, each of us, one question. So it is equivalent to seven questions. But right now, as I'm the host, I'll ask all of my classmates first, all of my group mates first before asking myself. So I'll ask in the total of six questions, one for each member. So starting off for Palencia, a question for Palencia, calling in Rustin Palencia, and I got a question for you.
Yes, what it is.
Hello. Okay, so this question is how does, not that one. Okay, let me recall my mind. Pardon. Okay, so for Rustin Valencia, what is the new normal on teenagers nowadays?
So, okay, Brother Rentz, thank you for that wonderful question. So, what is the new normal for teenagers nowadays? First, as teenagers, we are adapting for the new learning system of our school. So, which is the online class and the online class session that most of us are not agree because of some of the teenagers are not fast learners just like me. I am not just a smart guy. And for what I see, the teenagers nowadays, most of us or them are using gadgets like computers, cell phone, or anything that make us convenient for search our topics or anything else. So that is it.
Okay, thank you very much, Rustin Valencia. And for me, the new normal nowadays, as teenagers, is that yes, quarantine. So quarantine started, we always stay at home so that we keep being safe from the virus. It's because the virus itself, the COVID-19, spreads so incredibly fast and it's incredibly dangerous for our health and lives. Many citizens or individuals died in this virus, and millions are being infected already, which is all across the world. So always stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless you all people. So that's what's the only solution to prevent the virus is just to follow the guidelines that has been presented to us all. So thank you very much, Rustin Valencia, for such a splendid answer. So let's jump straight to the second question, and this is for Aaron Vergara. Calling in Aaron Vergara, and I got this second question for you. Open your mic,
I'm ready
please.
to answer.
Okay, so my question for you is what is the effect of the new normal to us teenagers?
Hmm. Okay, so I think there are a lot of effects, especially for us teenagers of the new normal, especially to those teenagers who love to spend their time outside, going to malls, bars, and any other um, places like me. But since, as you said, the host said that there are guidelines and safety protocols that are presented to us, so we have to follow those guidelines. And I know we all teenagers, a lot of us, well, not of all of us, are not agree to those because we usually don't think, we usually don't know what is the real reason why those guidelines are before. And also, it affects us, like what Rustin said, that it affects us in our education system. Because before we are doing face-to-face classes, but now we only uh, doing the online classes, and for those other students, they do modulars and any other kind of any other kind of learning. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much for such a truthful answer to us all, Aaron Vergara. So he said all the point. But my opinion, okay, so many of us teenagers also experiencing depression and isolation. It's because we're only right here at home and we cannot see our friends and even hug them personally. It's because, with our friends personally is much more important rather than, you know, far away from us. It's kind of awkward first, but when it's actually like long term, it's already long term. It's like, hey, bro, I wanted to see that person so badly right now. I wanted to hug him or her so badly. So that's what teenagers right now nowadays, teenagers have more fragile minds as they are already exposed or highly exposed in isolation. So, thank you once again, Aaron Vergara, for such a wonderful response. So, right now, let's jump straight to the third question, and this is for Victoria Paguntalan. Calling in Victoria Paguntalan, please
Nakakatawa ako.
open your mic.
Hi.
Okay, thank you,
Hi.
thank you. So, hello, please answer this wonderful prepared answer right here. We got, why is the new normal needed for us?
Well, since the pandemic happened, we needed to adopt and a lot of change the way we go to school and our parents, the way they go to work. Um, a lot of casualties happened also, and I think a lot of change the way we pay for our bills and everything. We needed to adapt to the new normal in order for us to stay safe and for to not harm other people. And also we had to go through online classes for us to learn, even though we're going or experiencing this pandemic. And our parents had the different way of working because they still needed to provide for us and earn a living. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much for such a splendid response, Victoria Paguntalan, and I really appreciate it. So, the new normal began when the coronavirus outbreak began. Is because of how dangerous it is, right? So many of us, the society, also panic. It is the reason why the society panics so much. It's because the virus spread way too fast. It affects the economy, the education system, and even our psychological threats. So that's how the new normal began due to the coronavirus outbreak. Thank you very much once again, Victoria Paguntalan. And next question, and this is for Hannah Jane Zamudio. Calling in Hannah Jane Zamudio. So, question for Hannah Jane Zamudio is, how does the new normal begin?
So the new normal began because of the pandemic we're currently experiencing right now. We were forced and obligated to adjust and adopt this setup for us to stay safe. Since the pandemic started, most of the com- most of the companies, um, most business in our country have been affected by this crisis. A few choose to clutter the employees, so the teenagers' parents had no had no work. They turned into jobless one. So the teenagers shows their talent, their creativity to to earn money like online business, making food and sell this to other people. And also they improve on how will they deal the everyday life in this new normal. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So actually, that's my response after Victoria Paguntalan is my response for Hannah J. Zamudio. So I'm sorry if my response for Victoria Paguntalan went late. So my response for Victoria Paguntalan is that the reason why we need it so much is because we needed to be protected as always. We're only too young. Okay, so we're only too young into this society in order to face the reality. That's why we cannot, okay, we cannot face the realities because we don't have enough knowledge for it and strength. We're just too fragile, okay? So our parents still take care of us and still on their side. That's why it's really important for us to be safe. And this is my like response for Victoria Paguntalan. And the response that I've gave off earlier ago, that's for Hannah Jane Zamudio, wherein the reason why the pandemic began is because of COVID-19. So because that virus is just too dangerous for us and it's really sensitive. It's because one touch of that virus, we're doomed. Our life also been affected in that one, and many people might scared of us because, hey, I got the virus. When you say that one, many people will going to distance themselves from you. That's why we need to be careful as always. So thank you very much, Hannah James Samudio. And next one, we got the fourth question. And this is for Quimno Justin. Calling in Quimno Justin. And please respond into this beautiful question. So, are there any limitations during the new normal features?
Um, I guess there are quite a few limitations to the new normal. For example, we aren't allowed to go outside without wearing our face masks or face shields, and we aren't allowed to go to other areas that are prohibited. Um, the new normal is very new for us. It's something that we didn't expect, and it's something that it's gonna be hard for us to get used to or to adjust. um, I'm not saying that uh, this lockdown or these guidelines are bad. I appreciate all the frontliners, the doctors, the nurses, even the police that are risking our lives for us. But sometimes just being in one spot for months is kind of frustrating. For example, I haven't been outside for months, and uh, I'm barely holding in. It's kind of taking our freedom away from us. The new normal, this online classes. I know that all of us or some teenagers are struggling right now. But then again, I appreciate all of the people that are risking our lives for us, that are protecting us, that are keeping us safe. And God, limitations are everywhere. And I think, uh, yeah, the new limitations is very hard to adjust. And um, I mean, I'm not the only one that wants to go outside and just be with my friends and just have fun. But I know that we can't really go outside right now because of the COVID 19.
Oh, so, so have you ever feel alone when during quarantine?
Of course, every day. I live in a condominium, and one of my friends just lives a couple floors above me, and I can't even visit her because my parents won't allow me.
Oh, I see. So I can feel you too, though. So I'm right here in Santolan, Pasig, and I'm far away from my friends from Quezon City, and I really miss them a lot. Is because they were my first friends that I've been with in my life. And I hope someday we can meet our old friends once again. So for the viewers, I hope you can also see your friends. Just wish for hope, don't give up, just keep striving until the last. Okay? I know your friends will be okay as well. With the power of prayers, your friends will be okay, including yourself and family. So, thank you very much for such a splendid response, Quimno. And lastly, I got a prepared question as well for Clyance Tiburcio. Calling in Clyance Tiburcio. Please open your mic. Okay, so what is the importance of the new normal to us teenagers?
Okay. What is the importance of the new normal to us teenagers? During adolescence, one of the primary roles for teens is to explore their independence from the family. They are wired to do this. They are also wired to turn more toward their peers for the meeting of important needs such as sense of belonging, safety, emotional support, and information about who they are and where they fit into the world. More than anything and more than ever, adolescents need strong connections with the adults in their lives. In fact, it has always been this way. Don't buy into the worn out cliches about adolescents not wanting to be close to the adults in their lives. They want to be close, they just don't want to be controlled. This new normal has a lot of effects for us teenagers, from communicating personally, performing physical activities, and roaming around the corners, all turned to virtual setup. Though changes may affect our personal lives and mental health, adapting to the new normal helped us discover ourselves, our, our talents, and most importantly, we got to spend quality time with our families. Having our time spent with our family helped boost our mental stability, and pampering ourselves in these trying times is the most important thing the new normal has brought us.
Okay, so do you have any additional ideas for us?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, that's all. So thank you very much for such an important response to us all, Lions Tiburcio. And yes, it is really important to have the new normal to us teenagers as well, even though it's quite frustrating in terms of psychological means. It's because yes, teenagers have a fragile mind. We just need to accept everything that we currently have. Because if you appreciate things that you currently have, there's also better things coming from the future. Just hope for it and just believe in the law of attraction. It's because with that power, all things that you wanted will come true. And I hope the things that you've ever think is also nice. So thank you very much, Steve Show once again. So this time, like I said earlier ago from the introduction, I have a question for myself after I ask all of my classmates. So, like I said, one question for each member. So now here's my question for myself. What should we learn in the new normal? And are we still connected even though we're apart from the distances? So, my answer for that one is what should we learn? Okay, everything, like almost everything that we see, what we hear, and what can we touch. It's because right here in quarantine, there's lots of things we didn't know yet inside our houses. We just can't see it yet. It's because we're always on outdoors. When we're right here in indoors, we may know our parents even more. Their connection to one another and your connection with them. With the new normal, we can be with our parents for such a longer time. It's because, we're always going outdoors. We cannot be with our mom and dad or your other guardians like for a longer period of time. It's because we're studying, okay? We cannot bring our parents to school, which is really awkward, right? So that's why the new normal is really important to us, is because we can learn from it. It is also my answer from clients. Okay, another thing we can learn from it, from the quarantine, we can be creative and strategic. Like most of us right now in quarantine are tacticians. Did you know? You, the viewer right now, or the listener right now, might be a tactician. Like, bro, the quarantine nowadays are incredibly hard. You're really limited. Example, nowadays are studying. We don't have too much books. We just rely on online classes. It means that we are dependent on the Wi-Fi, on our batteries, on our earphones, or every single digital and electrical equipment. Those things are really important to us. But with this quarantine, we learned to be strategic or find new ways to adjust ourselves and to have a better future. That's why I'm thankful to have this new normal. It's because this is its also its purpose. And are we still connected to our parents, to the community, and to our friends, to our spouse if you have one, and if I have one too. But I don't have a spouse, sadly. Okay, yes, if you are willing to, because it's not just physically connected, but spiritually connected. I know we are physically separated. Like, look at us right now in this podcast. Like, we're separated. We're on cameras right now, which is the saddest thing. And indeed, on online class is also the example of it. We're just being seen each other digitally. See, we got hope. Even though we're separated physically, we find new ways to even, you know, to see each other. It's because we're willing to. Even though we don't see each other, we still feel touched because we all know how important this person is. Like me, my response right now, you guys right now on this call, you guys are really important to me. And I hope you guys are also important to me too. And you, the viewer, I hope you're also important for us. And you are incredibly important for us. It's because you are supporting us, you're teaching us, and you became the part of our lives. So those are those people, you and others. Even though we're far apart, we're still connected. It's because we find ways. So that's all for today, for today's podcast. And this is Batch 3 presenting our presentation. Batch 3 Group 2. And I hope you learn everything for today. Bye bye. See you soon.